Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there.
Guys, there's a lot of stuff going on. I feel a long night coming up.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, many things going on. So many wild, apparently, maybe not connected, maybe connected. Well, everything's connected. Hey, it's quantum entanglement here.
It is. It has a lot to do with, well, the things that keep coming up are like communications and any movement, how you get vehicles to go from one place to the next.
Yes, and today is July 22nd, so I want to say happy birthday to my dad, who's been on the other side for 22 years now. Yeah, and but I still see him in my dreams, and we still communicate in that way. So we have 9/11 service in multiple central Virginia counties disrupted by an apparent fiber cut. Now, when I see that, I want to know, okay, is it purposeful or was this some sort of accident? What's going on here? We don't have any answers, unfortunately. But if you're in need of emergency services Thursday, heads up that 9/11 is down for many municipalities. The Virginia Department of Emergency Management says 30 9/11 centers in central, south side, and southwestern Virginia are offline. Some services have been restored, but it's not clear when everyone will be back up. Campbell County Public Safety said all service to 9/11 and non-emergency phone lines were disrupted Thursday, but those services were restored around 4 p.m. We did a code red notice out to all the public and gave them alternative numbers to call. So said Public and Employee Relations Sherry Harding, of the who's also the Campbell County Director of Public and Employee Relations. So interesting. 9/11 out. Apparent fiber cut. Again, whoops. Or purposeful. Numerous websites briefly go down in widespread outage. This is today again. Major websites went down Thursday, what appeared to be a brief but widespread outage. Websites of Airbnb, AT&T, Costco, and Delta showed error messages around midday Eastern Time. Seemed to be operating normally. However, by 12:45 p.m., Akamai, a major behind-the-scenes internet network company, said the disruption lasted about an hour and was due to a software update. That's it, just a software update. No cyber attack. It seems like there's some people that are doubting that with everything going on in this world right now. And here you see Kaseya obtains key to decrypt systems weeks after ransomware attack. Software Systems Kaseya on Thursday obtained a key to decrypt its systems and that of customers which were locked down by a ransomware attack earlier this month. Spokesperson for the company told The Hill in an emailed statement that Kaseya had been given an effective decryptor and we are actively using it to help our customers. We obtained the tool from a trusted third party and for confidentiality reasons can't say more than that. He will likely be used to assist the up to 1,500 companies impacted by the ransomware attack on Kaseya. Cybersecurity experts have linked Russian-based cyber criminal group Revil.
I mean, that is such a cheesy name. That's so Dr. Revil.
Right? I mean, we're living in an Austin Powers world. I saw a funny cartoon where there's two monkeys talking to each other. And they were talking about Bezos' trip to space, saying, hey, they launched a dick into space. Excuse my language. And the other monkey says, yeah, and it was on a penis-shaped ship. Sorry, guys.
That's charming.
It was cute. But you can't make this up. I mean, you just can't make this stuff up. Reality is pretty crazy at times. Revil, gosh. Yes. So, we have all these ransomware attacks going on, and we have other things going on too, which we're going to touch on. This is kind of a breaking situation here over in Kansas. And Twitter's taking a little while to get going there again. Large natural gas pipeline explosion occurred in Ellsworth County. And this is from KWCH Eyewitness News. And they say they have a crew heading over there. Natural gas pipeline explosion. And so this is Ellsworth County, Kansas, after a gas leak. People actually were reporting that they were feeling sick, so the authorities wanted people to stay inside, not be exposed to the fumes and all. And you see here, Trooper Ben Gardner told the network the blast happened on I-70 near mile marker 222. 222. A little numerology there. A little, the group that starts with an I, ends with an I, loving to always give us clues. It's like we're on an Easter egg hunt here. Can you put the pieces together to this puzzle?
They sure enjoy doing that little signatures thing with the numbers.
Now, is that just a coinkydink?
Of course.
Mile marker 222. The gas company is reportedly working with first responders. Nobody is in danger. No threat to public safety. Fuel was shut off. Fire was still burning as of 4 p.m. Eastern time, according to reports. Residents have been urged to avoid the area. It opened up in a pasture there. So, yeah, it's just so curious, everything that we have going on. And then, today's the 22nd. On the 16th, you see Kansas gas well that blew 100 feet high, now fixed. Complaints of illnesses and the smell linger. Well, where is this? This is in Lyons, Kansas. So this one happened 6 days earlier. Interesting. Maybe it was 6 days, 6 hours, and 6 minutes earlier.
Something like that, I'm sure.
Yeah, and this natural gas well explosion, 100 feet in the air, left a haze that descended on the city. Curious, right? Is it just natural? Is this just an accident? Well, I wanted to look at where these are. How close are they to each other? And in actuality, they're pretty damn close. As we're looking at Ellsworth here, and bring this up again, and then we're going to look at Lyons. And there's Lyons. And it's not where I left it. We'll back out a little bit here. And in fact, Ellsworth is just straight up the road in a direct line. Basically, there you go. So you see Ellsworth, Lyons, perfectly, exactly north of each other. Well, Ellsworth is due north of Lyons. So what's up with that? Is it sabotage? Is it sleeper cells? Is it earthquakes? Perhaps. I went back a week to take a look at earthquakes in the area. And there were 2, basically east of the area, as you see over here. So, they're miles away. There's 2, and they're small, 2.3 and 2.1. Would they have caused that? I don't know. I'm not an expert with pipelines. What do you guys think? I would think it would probably take something a little bit bigger than that to disrupt, but maybe being that it is miles away from the location that we're talking about. But parallel, as you see 50 here, and what we're talking about where the explosions are, they're over more in this area. So I don't know. My spidey senses are saying that this feels more like part of the bigger picture that's underway.
Mine too, definitely. I mean, this really feels suspicious when you put it all together and start connecting dots. Then, you can't ignore, the obvious nature of this.
Yeah, are there sleepers in place that are just creating havoc with infrastructure and energy, as well as other things, are getting ready for something larger. And one thing that we've seen, Cindy and I have both had many, many visions of explosions going on, as we've shared. And we do feel that there's major events that it feels are in the works for August. That's what we've been getting. That's what we've gotten from the GF. For those of you that know, and have followed us, the likelihood for these events escalating is high. And when you go back to World War II, for instance, you would see that there were saboteurs in place before the war started, and during the war as well. It was just a regular common thing to always have uh, combatants, so to speak, over in the quote unquote enemy territory, disrupting things and causing havoc, and disrupting especially infrastructure and energy. Those are critical key components.
They sure are. That's something that just cannot be ignored. They would like for us to ignore it, I feel, on a certain level. I mean, maybe look at it and say, well, maybe there's something to that, but I don't think they want us really looking in depth like we're doing now.
Yeah, exactly. And I again have to say, what's to say that 6 days ago there was somebody over here tinkering with something, and then the group or individual comes down here and tinkers to create another little event. So which way, I mean, is it going to move on down this way? Will we see another explosion farther on down the line? Again, just looking at the inflationary pressure that's underway, we saw what happened with cost of electricity, for instance, in Texas and other areas when we had that big storm. And taking out the natural gas would cause a lot of havoc and sabotaging the pipelines. And how about when that happens in the winter, when maybe there's more outages and more artificially flavored storms? Because we did get that event that we saw in Texas and in Arkansas and Oklahoma was most definitely artificially flavored, and really created by what we feel and what we've gotten message-wise. It was created by the forces over in the fine dining ware country. And so, there's most definitely a tit for tat going on. There's most definitely, I believe, sleepers in place. And I would not be surprised if we see many more of these type of events again, infrastructure and energy primarily.
And it just, it only has to hit a few people and really disrupt their lives for it to be a super huge deal. It doesn't have to be a great big city. It doesn't have to be a big metropolis, but we can definitely see the parallels with what they're doing.
So don't be complacent.
Right.
Is one of the things we want to get across, and that goes for us too. As we've shared, we've basically been moving across the country and moving supplies. Most of what we've moved has been supplies, and so we let supplies dwindle. I went and ordered a bulk. I think it's 128 ounces of organic coconut oil, which that almost lasts us a full year. And we do use coconut oil in a lot of different things. And 10 months ago, I paid $29, $29.98, and now I paid, the best deal I could find was $39 for the same quality product that I trust, that's fully organic. So that's right there. That's a third increase that we've seen already. So even though it's an item that'll take me about a year to get through, gosh, what's it going to cost next time? What's it going to cost if I wait a year to buy another one? Is it going to cost me 60, 70, 100, 200? Is it going to be available? These are the things we have to be thinking of. We have, for the two of us, like last night we made dinner, and I did a late stir fry. Basically shiitake mushrooms, asparagus, onions, peppers, a few different things, with, as a base, rice and lentils. because, again, we have, I don't know, 150 pounds, 200 pounds of each. So for us, that's going to last a very long time, being that we mostly will have like a juice in a meal. It's typically what we do in a 6-hour window or so. And we combine the lentils with the rice to make a complete protein, again, as well. But even with that in mind, that we have so much that will probably last us years, do you pick up a little extra now? Because is it going to be available later? And how much are you going to be paying for it down the line when hyperinflation goes crazy? And now, the masses can see the writing on the wall. And by the way, you can definitely sprout. If you get organic beans and lentils and stuff, you could sprout it and grow it yourself too, as long as you have the room and the means and the wherewithal and the understanding. You're smiling.
It's so cute. And when I learned that beans could sprout, how easy that was. When I first did my first batch of beans, I let them, they weren't even sitting there for, I don't know, less than 12 hours for sure, because I cooked them and then I soaked them, or I soaked, whatever you do, and they sprouted. I could have just, you guys can just throw those right in the dirt and there you go.
Yeah, we don't cook. We just basically let them soak in water. And when you eat stuff that's sprouted, there's way more life force, more life force. Yeah. It's an abundance of life force. Sprouts are so nutritionally dense and they're full of prana. So yeah, most definitely those are a must. And as I say this to you, I'm realizing, I got to kick myself in the butt, because we have two different sprouters. We have a pretty good size tray system with like 5 trays, I think, we could grow sprouts on. And then we have another container system that's kind of like cups, so to speak, that we could grow them in. And, I've been holding off a little now because things are still available, thinking that I want to wait till things are starting to get really tight, which we feel is going to be about 5-6 months probably. And it's going to be noticeable. Right now, you go to store's still pretty full. But give it 5 or 6 more months and things are going to be very, very noticeable, especially because, LOCKDOWN 2.0 is, starting to manifest itself right now. And it's coming. There's still the same powers that be are still in control. So be aware of that. And God, I want to say have hope, but guard against being gullible. Have hope. Put your, faith out there, put your positive intentions out there, but don't be drawn into, as Sassy's having a dream there, don't be drawn into a false sense of security that is not based on solid ground. So we have to work together. We have to work with neighbors, family, friends. We have to work with just, each other, ourselves and our spouses, our kids, and get as self-sustainable as possible, whatever that looks like in your situation.
Absolutely. Very, very important. And, none of us are going to get it perfect. We're never going to get it right the first time around. So maybe just talk yourself through a couple of drills. Like, what am I going to do about water? Just little things. How am I going to have a backup with water? We all should.
Yes, most definitely. As always, guys, thanks for your support on Ko-Fi and Patreon. We couldn't do it without your support there. Do check out Medicinal Foods for some great products that could really help your health. It's a priority right now. Keep your health as good as you possibly could, constantly detoxing. Again, this is the most consistent message we're getting from the higher densities, because our health is under attack right now. Our well-being, our physical well-being is under attack, as well as our spiritual well-being. So again, guard it, protect it, cultivate it, and have fun at the same time growing things yourself. God bless and namaste.
Namaste.